Buenas tardes, bienvenidos a ¿Qué pasa mujer? Welcome to ¿Qué pasa mujer? Estamos aquí todos los domingos a las 4 de la tarde. We're here every Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We have been here for 3 years, just in case you didn't know. ¿Qué pasa mujer is a platform that's given to us by Pod TV through Roku. And we pretty much, Maddie and I get to do whatever we want. So we're going to go ahead and bring Maddie in so we can kind of talk a little bit about the freedom that we have here with ¿Qué pasa mujer? Hola Maddie, ¿cómo estás?
Buenas tardes, ¿qué pasa, mujer? Hope everyone
Yeah.
is doing well.
Yes. We're celebrating that it is another Sunday and another Sunday with ¿Qué pasa mujer? Our show runs. I was just telling our audience that we've been doing this for about 3 years, a little bit over 3 years. September is when we kind of got started in 22. Yeah, 22. So we're extremely excited that we do have access to this platform with all sense of freedom, with pretty much no limitations, our own personal limitations, but the channel itself has not given us any limitations. So we don't take it for granted, and we are grateful that we have this platform where Maddie can do her poems every week, and where we can express ourselves in any capacity as we wish. So we're getting ready to enter the holiday season, which Maddie loves. Just in case you guys don't know, Maddie loves to do art, to do crafts, and she loves decorations, and she loves colors, and to change things all around her house all the time. So she's going to be doing most of the talking today because I'm not like that. I love colors, and I love to experience new things and changes, and I love to go to people's houses like Maddie, that they just kind of change the pillows out and the decoration all the time. But I don't like to put the work in for myself at my own place. But I do enjoy it. I think it's probably a sense of, it's probably therapeutic in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, sometimes, probably when I was younger, I would kind of change my furniture around all the time. But then I stopped doing it because life took over. I started having kids, and I just gave myself the excuse that I didn't have time for it anymore. But I wanted you to tell us, Maddie, a little bit as to what does it do for you, like internally, when you're getting into this era of the year?
I guess it's the creative in me, sometimes when it goes, it's the same, like, like doing my poems, it's like you get all into it, you have this idea, you start writing, and then it's beautiful to kind of see it out there, and not only to see it but to share it, and people love it. So it's the same thing, so it's like taking an idea, like every year, most of the time, 90% of the time I use stuff that I already have. So it's like, I always, tell myself I'm not spending too much money. So like usually the number is about, $200 of little things that I add here and there, but I try not to go overboard with buying new stuff, because of course you have to put them away. But and then of course I try to recycle. So whatever I don't use, I try to either, give it to somebody else or donate it or whatever. But I need to have where to store it. So I try not to add too much, nothing too bulky, but, kind of give it like a different touch. So every year I never know what it's going to look like. But it's always beautiful to kind of see the finished product. And I love, especially during Christmas, like I said, like you said, I decorate for the seasons. So I do like probably 4 major decorations throughout the year. But I love especially Christmas, just because, you can't go overboard, and it's not overboard, But I love coming into the house and just sitting around the tree and just looking at it, or turning off the lights and just the smell. I love candles. So again, I'm a very creative person. So I experience things with all the senses. So yes, so I love looking at stuff. I love smelling it. I love experiencing it. So it's just like you said, it's therapeutic, and it's just kind of like, everybody tells me, why are you decorating if you don't have little ones anymore, like the kids are not home or whatever. I decorate for me. I do it for me.
Yeah, I understand that because even I was talking to someone, was my grandmother, and I use perfume for me, not for anybody else to say, "Oh my God, you smell good." No, I use perfume for me. The little bit of makeup on that I put it on for me, so that when I look in the mirror, I'm like, okay, that doesn't look bad, you know. So a lot of the things, sometimes people assume that we do it for the public, but we're really doing it for ourselves. So.
It's so funny that you mentioned the perfume part because even to do the show, sometimes I laugh because I take a shower, get dressed, do my makeup, and then I look at myself in the mirror and I do have to put perfume on. And it's like I'm in my room by myself, there's nobody else here, but I'm dressed up, I have makeup on, I have to smell good. So, I do put the perfume on anyway.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I think it's and I guess maybe it comes with maturity at times. I know sometimes like I'll never leave the house without earrings. Like I feel naked if I'm not wearing earrings. So I'll stop at if I forgot to put earrings on, now I have an extra pair in my car, but I'll stop somewhere to buy some. Because I just it feels so awkward. But anywhere I go, and I think I got that from my grandmother because a couple of years I actually have a picture of her. I took her to the emergency room and like she was wearing like pink lipstick and I was like, oh my God, that's where I get it from. But yeah, I think it's awesome to I had a friend, she passed away, but she used to do the same thing. She would just kind of decorate her house, even if it was simple things like just changing out the pillows on the sofa, just stuff like that. I do enjoy when I come into my house and it smells good. I do definitely. In my office, I keep a candle or some type of something burning so I can smell it. So yeah, I think it's very therapeutic. I know when I'm upset at something, I start cleaning. Like I do my best cleaning when I'm upset at something or bothered by something. So I just think that everybody should find the thing that works for us. I did go to Maddie's house one day and the garage was open. I was like, I know that's her house. Because I saw the options of the reefs that you had available. So what do you normally do Thanksgiving, or is it a combo and then switch over to thanks to Christmas?
So I did my fall decorations in August. So like at the end of August and
When it was
you
still
know,
summertime?
yes, at the end of the summer. A
Okay.
little bit towards the end of
Okay.
the summer. And so I could enjoy it for a couple of months. And then actually this weekend I started putting on stuff up. I know my kids get at me all the time. They're like, "Mom, it's not even Thanksgiving and it's Christmas inside the house already." So yes, it's never too early for Christmas. So I started like this weekend. I put up my curtains and I'm cleaning and I'm now taking out the boxes with the decorations. I'm gonna put up the tree and then I'm adding a little, like last year I had a peppermint candy theme, red and white. And this year I'm adding Grinch to it. So I'm excited.
Mhm.
And so my little investment that I make every year was on Grinch decoration. And I'm crafting some things too. So, to kind of not break the bank. But yeah, so I'll probably start doing those like towards the end of the week or next weekend. But yeah, Christmas has already started in my house.
So is it something that you do solo, or because I know you don't have kids in the house anymore, but did they help you? Did you force them to help you, or it was just you?
So the kids, the boys, it's funny. My sons already started sending me like little reels and memes, about Christmas decorating. It's like when mom says let's Christmas decorate, and then it's like a little soldier. They help me take out the boxes out of the garage and put away because you have to kind of take down all the fall stuff and put them away, and then we swap boxes and get the Christmas stuff out and stuff like that. So they help me with that part of it. The putting up stuff, it's me. it's just me. It's me for like a week or so, like depending. If I can do it all over, in one weekend, I will do it on the weekend. But I found out that I'm getting a little older. So I don't have as much stamina as I used to have. So before I would like stay up like until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and then just kind of get it done. Now it's like I said, I started yesterday and I started going room by room and taking down the curtains and cleaning and whatever. So right now, like my former living room just has cushions, a pillow, and the cushions, I'm sorry, like the pillows, because I dress them up. So the pillows are dressed. I have a blanket and I change the curtains. So that's it. And then the dining room has curtains, and I took out some placemats and stuff like that I had like nearby. And then in the back room, I have all the curtains are updated already. And then I'm gonna start changing the pillows before the end of today and put up the Christmas tree, like stand it up. So that's all I'm doing this weekend. And then next weekend, the final touches.
So whatever used to take you one day, now you got to split it up into different days.
If I want to, be able to function the next day, yes.
I get it. So do you remember being a little girl or, middle school, high school, and your mom doing this or this happening in your household? Is that part of the reason why you do it today?
Yes. Yes and no. Like my there was always a tree. I remember always having a Christmas tree. Even in Dominican Republic, like the pine trees are not as common, or at least they were not in my time. So like now it's kind of, things are a little bit more modern, more Americanized. So but I remember making a tree out of like dry branches, it was, we always had to have a tree. So I remember, when we moved back to the States, my apartment, maybe not all the decorating, but we always had a tree, and the tree was fully decorated. And the presents, so the presents under the tree, that was huge. So I do remember growing up. There's a couple of things that I remember from growing up, and one was always having a birthday cake, regardless of who was with us, whether it was a cupcake or a big cake. I always had a birthday cake, and there was always a Christmas tree in the house.
See, for me, I don't remember because I was born in Colombia and then I went to Mexico when I was from 5 to 9. And from 5 to 9, I don't remember celebrating holidays for some reason. And then once I came to the United States, I was 9. And I vaguely remember, I start maybe remembering when I was 11 or 12. We used to go to my aunt's house and everybody would meet there. So she always had a Christmas tree, and the Christmas tree was like packed with gifts. And until midnight, everybody would grab a corner. And so every year, everybody had the same corner. Like that was like, this is my corner, from last year. So this is the corner I'm going to have this year. And so there was one person that was in charge. So the person that was in charge of distributing the gifts to the people, it changed every year, but the corners didn't change. Mm-hmm. And so then everybody opened their gifts, and then that was it. Like we ate first and then we opened the gifts. And once I moved here to Virginia and I started to have my own family, we did it really small. We didn't have a lot of people over, and we just kind of had one big gift for the kids, and then just like little things here and there, because we didn't want them to become too materialistic or to not lose the reason why we were celebrating, the holidays. But yeah, today I decorate. I don't put a tree up, but I do decorate. I do enjoy that. I enjoy the music. I enjoy drinking eggnog or coquito. I enjoy.
Coquito.
I actually got invited to a couple of Christmas parties, so I went to all of them. And once somebody was Mexican, somebody was from here. It was just like I kind of got a taste of different nationalities that one year, and that was awesome. I like that. Because I know you like to cook. So like, do people come to your house usually, or do you guys go somewhere else?
So so it's literally it's my sister-in-law. So like, all my family's in New York. I'm from New York, so all my family is out there. But here I have my husband's side of the family. So we have like three main households. So it's always in either one of our houses. So if we do Thanksgiving in my house, then we will do Christmas in her house. And then my in-laws have a little apartment. So very seldomly we do anything in their house because it's like there's not enough room for all of us. So it's usually either my sister-in-law's house or my house. And then my husband's aunt, her apartment is so sometimes we will get together there. But yeah, a lot of the times it is my house or my sister's house, just because we have more room and everybody has their own space. And but we do, not one person does all the cooking, if that makes sense. So everybody will get assigned stuff. But yeah, usually they put me in charge of the salads, and I just there's 20 different salads. That's me.
Does the creativity in you?
It is. It is. I just like different things. I like to try new things, and sometimes the kids come into the house and they're like, "Mom, what is this?" And I just, like my excuse the last probably 3 years, TikTok made me do it.
Right,
TikTok
right,
made me
right.
do it.
That's a good reason. What about outside? Do you decorate outside as well, or just inside?
Yeah, no, it would be too much, if I did outside too. And my husband does not like the decorating or putting on and taking off or whatever. So I don't make them do it. So I just do my door. So I do have to do my wreath that I craft myself. So I always make sure that I either revamp one of my old wreaths or but I always will put one on. I do have, I don't know if you noticed, but like in the corner, there's like a welcome sign on there. So, and the O, I change it again to match the wreath that I have on the door, or, depending on the season. So like like for fall, I did a pumpkin wreath was on my door, and then the O was a pumpkin. So and then I had like a little floral arrangement on the bottom. So this year, like I said, I'm doing Grinch. So I'm waiting for a couple of more things so I can craft my wreath. And then I bought a little carpet for the entrance, and then I have to craft my little O for my welcome sign. So that's all I do outside.
Yeah. Today I was running a lot of errands this morning, and a lot of people are putting their lights on, or people have already put their lights on out, like the outside. I know my mom's neighbor, they go all out. Like I'm sure when I drive by tonight, it's gonna be like the entire street is lit up just by that one house. My grandmother's always concerned about their electricity bill in the wintertime.
Yeah, I have a client who has one of those show houses, and it's funny because he was telling me the story. He started putting up lights for his granddaughter. His granddaughter is 9 years old now, and it was every year was like a joke. I'm gonna put 500,000 lights, and whatever, and I'm gonna put 1 million lights. This year he's up to 3 million lights.
Really?
Yes, it's like what in the world? But he decorates like it's one of those homes that people just drive there just to kind of see it. So yeah, so he told me that everything he's been putting them up for the last 4 months. He's been putting
Mm.
lights on. So he starts like at the beginning of the summer to start putting up the lights because he unveils the lights after dinner on Thanksgiving.
Mm. I don't know if they
But
have a place here, but I know I think it's in New York, certain areas like the entire neighborhood decorates. And so people actually go in, they visit each house. And I don't know if they have something like that here. But I have seen on TikTok just different places, kind of like on the East Coast where they decorate whether it's a park or an entire neighborhood where people can kind of come. I know there's a hotel in Washington D.C., Maryland area where it has like the hotel rooms are like or like wrap around the building, and then the inside is kind of like wide open. So they decorate the inside of the hotel, so people from their rooms can kind of see the decorations because it's in the center of the hotel. So that's pretty neat. Um,
That's beautiful.
I've Have you ever been to a I grew up in New Jersey, right? So I'm Colombian, but I grew up in New Jersey. I was in New Jersey from the time that I was 9. So one year we went to Florida for Christmas. I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I got used to Christmas being associated in my brain with cold and like snow. And being in Florida, I didn't like it. Have you ever experienced that?
Yes. So in Florida and in Puerto Rico. So my cousin lives in Puerto Rico, and sometimes, we share, pictures of Christmas and the Christmas tree and whatever. And, it's just such a different experience, like her Santa Claus is wearing, a playera and shorts, and then, not a snowsuit, so it's, yes. I went on a cruise last year for New Year's, and one of the stops that we made was in Florida, and we went, and like, of course, the hotels and everything was like decorated for Christmas and things like that, but it just didn't feel like Christmas, so yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I got used to the cold. Even moving from New Jersey to Virginia was a challenge for me during the holidays because it wasn't really cold here, or I stopped experiencing snowstorms in the wintertime, and that was part of Christmas in my brain anyway. So one of the things that my sons and I do now, especially my younger son, we watch a lot of Christmas movies and we drink eggnog, his without alcohol and mine with. So we kind of spend some of those days at home. And so typically with the school system, they have a 2.5 week break, almost 3 weeks break. So we just kind of
Mhm.
relax. I take the time to like declutter, clean up, get rid of stuff. I hate to start the new year with clutter or things that aren't clean. So that's my time where I go on cleaning mode, and I make my son be on cleaning mode as well. But that's how we spend our time. We just watch movie. We could watch movies all day long and just drink eggnog. And I love that time because I don't have to go to work. So that's when I do explore new recipes or whatever. It depends. Every year is different for me. I'm very
Mhm.
temperamental sometimes. So I don't like to do the same thing over and over again. I get tired of the routine. So every year we do something different. So I don't like to eat the same food every time. Empanadas, yes, you got to have empanadas every year. But we've explored seafood for the holidays, or we've explored just a lasagna or just different things. Not you? You have the same thing all the time?
Mm-mm. we we have to have the traditional, yes, because otherwise it's
Tell
not,
me about
again, it's
what's the
not Christmas.
traditional for you? Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely pork. So some kind of pork. So whether it is a pernil or a whole pig, like my husband loves to do like the whole pig. So now we do have a rotisserie for the pork, and then we do have a Chinese box too. So it just depends how he's feeling. He'll whatever method he would use for that. But we have to have pork. I don't care. Like even now for Thanksgiving, we will have a turkey because turkey, but there's gonna be a pernil in there. I guarantee you. So it has to be pork. There has to be rice, whether it is white rice or moro or whatever, arroz con gandule. So we have to have that, and then everything else is kind of where I get creative, and we start with the different salads and the different sides, and and we'll go American and Dominican and Colombian and whatever, so we try like a different maybe different side dishes from like other cultures and things like that, but the core remains. I remember this was probably like 4 years ago, maybe. I think I want to say it was a Christmas. No, it was a Thanksgiving, and my husband was out of town, and it was just the kids and myself, and we went to my sister-in-law's house, and whatever, we gather around the table, we say our prayer, and then we're getting ready to eat, and my son looks at me and he goes, "Mom, where's the rice?" So that year, my sister-in-law decided not to make any rice because of course, we had mashed potatoes, and we had a whole bunch of other stuff. Like when I tell you there was a lot of stuff on the table. But he looked around and he's like, "Where's the rice? Like we're not eating because there's no rice."
I would have to agree with him
So
on that.
yeah, we
On
have to
that
have the
note,
basics.
yeah, you can't have a meal without rice in a Latin household. Um, that's like a no-no. That's one of my addictions is white rice. Like I love white rice. I could eat a whole bucket. I love it. But yeah, so I think that's pretty cool, right? Um the when the kids kind of get involved, they don't even realize how engaged they are with the culture or the traditions that we have. So I think that's pretty good. Sometimes I think they learn best by just watching versus the conversations that we have with them, right? So I look forward to when my kids are older and they have their own families to see what kind of things they continue on or things that they add on to or whatever their spouse is bringing to the table for them to kind of mesh together as well. I know in Colombia they have El Día de las Velitas or something like that, El Noche de las Velitas. So like right before Christmas, I think they started on December the 1st. It's a day to light these candles, but then everybody's eating and drinking and dancing. Like the people from the neighborhood, like my cousin lives in like a cul-de-sac. So everybody from the entire street and other streets near it, everybody comes out, they bring their own lawn chairs and everybody's playing music, everybody's dancing. People go to different people's houses to eat. It's just they have an amazing time. I
Yes,
don't
yes.
know. Yeah, I don't know if have you ever done posadas?
Yeah, the posadas is kind of like the Christmas carols that they do here. But again, I think with us, like with our culture, everything is just an excuse to eat and drink. So even if you're gonna get together to kind of go out and sing Christmas carols or do posadas, it's just another reason to cook, eat, and drink. So
Yeah.
and then we do whatever else. But yes. So I used to enjoy those. Like I said in DR. Again, it's different because it's not cold like you said, but the season, you do, it's celebrating, it's the food, it's the drinking certain drinks, like you said, the coquito and the eggnog, and whatever, sidra, like when I was growing up, it was just apple cider, so like certain things are in place, and it's that particular season. So it was definitely different, the Christmas spirit, and you could feel it, so
Yeah. When I was talking earlier about meeting at my cousin's house, one of my cousin's friends, she would always come with her family, and her dad looked like Santa Claus. So he was tall, he was, a big man, he had the white beard. And I remember some of the younger cousins, like they would think that he was Santa Claus, and he would come dressed up as Santa Claus. And every year he would give everybody a $2 bill every single year. Um,
mm-hmm.
so little things like that. I think it's so minor, but it's so major, right? When it comes to the impact and the love that you feel, when family's around. And I think our younger kids, sometimes they don't appreciate it per se, or they don't see it. They're just kind of looking forward to, what did I get for Christmas, or the gifting part. I know with my
Mm-hmm.
youngest son, he enjoys cooking. So we kind of make him cook something. I have pictures of him when he was little, just kind of like leaning over the countertop, finding the, the scraps of turkey meat or whatever. But I think this year I want to do something different, a little bit different, because my grandmother is today's actually her birthday. So we had a party for her last weekend, but today is my grandmother's birthday. She turns 90 today. So feliz cumpleaños, abuelita. She's turning 90.
Felicidades, abuelita. She is
Yes.
beautiful. Like I left there just like I spoke to my mother-in-law, I spoke to my husband, and I'm talking to everybody, and I'm like, oh my God, I met this lady. I was at this birthday party. She's 90, and her sister's 81, and the other one is 85, and they look like vampires because they look so good.
Yeah, yes, it's
Oh,
amazing.
God
Yes,
bless
Maddie
them.
came to
Yeah,
my
God
grandmother's
bless.
birthday party last weekend, and we had about 60, 70 people that came, and she doesn't have any friends, by the way. But we had a great time, and I just think that it's great. It makes me feel nostalgic at times that I know, as I'm getting older, I have memories of my grandmother, right? So then my children who are 15 and 21, they have memories of their grandmother and their great grandmother. And so I kind of like want to
Mm.
highlight, I want to highlight that for her. She does have like a digital photo frame, so people can download pictures and she can kind of see them, even though people are in other places, but they can download pictures like that. One of the things that I want to do is, because she's losing her vision a little bit, so there's certain pictures that she likes, and I've only done it one time, but I blew up that one picture that she loved. So for her birthday party, we have a massive picture of pretty much majority of the people that came. So I think I want to kind of blow up that picture for her, so it could be a reminder, because she thinks her birthday is like whatever, it's just another day. But I think it's such a great milestone. Because I don't know if we'll see her when she's 100. We may not. So I just think that it's important to highlight those things and to teach our kids that, yes, we're going to have a good time. Yes, you're going to have a gift, but it's really enjoy, like kind of like sit back and enjoy the fact that you're able to sit here and have all of these seniors around you. Like I know when I went to your house one time, you guys have a lot of seniors in your family, and to be able to cater to them or take care of them, or help them sit up, or I saw you guys will make their plates, just kind of like really cater to them, and to kind of show our young people that it's kind of like their responsibility in a way, right? Because then you and I, Maddie, are going to be there one day, right, with our grandchildren or great grandchildren. So I just think it's nice to show them that this is how it should be done. So I do want to do that a little bit
Yeah,
different. Is there any things that you want
you
to
know,
add, that you think that you're going to add or do a little bit different this year? Because now you have a
you
granddaughter
know,
too.
true. It's like you were saying, sometimes, like as children, we take it for granted, and we look at the gifts. Oh, what did I get for, as a gift or whatever. But we do remember those memories, because I do remember, growing up, like you said, being around the Christmas tree and the dinners or whatever. And now, like, I think about it, I can't tell you, I can't remember what I got at one of those Christmases, but I can tell you that we were together, that it was Christmas Eve, because that's what we celebrate, Nochebuena. So that it was Nochebuena, that I got dressed up, that we were cracking nuts, that we were waiting until midnight to open presents, that my family was there, that I remember like the first Christmas, or first or second Christmas, that I spent here after we came back from the DR, because my brothers got a job, and for the first time they helped my parents to buy the gifts for everybody. So we had a blast with that, and then of course I was the professional rapper, so they would buy the stuff and then I would wrap it up. So I remember those things. So sometimes, we do think that the kids are not paying attention, but they are paying attention. It's part of the whole experience. You were talking about that gentleman that looked like Santa Claus. In my family, I mean, we're old and we know the whole thing, and still one of my uncles or somebody in the family will dress up as Santa Claus. So somebody will dress up, it's like, it's like, it's hilarious because it's like every year you check the family group chat, and then it's like, who has the Santa Claus suit? Where is it? Where did we leave it? Make sure you bring it to the party, whatever, because somebody's gonna dress up, and it's always hilarious because we know who it is, but it's just fun and it's beautiful, to kind of see. And the kids, the little ones, you see the little one, you're like, that's not Santa Claus, that's still whatever, but they still, enjoy it. And I guarantee you that years from now, they'll be talking. They're like, you remember that Christmas that, Theo Lewis dressed up as Santa Claus or whatever, so that is always there. I think for me, for my little one, I think last year was her first Christmas, and I remember that it was my first time with a Christmas tree with oversized ornaments. Like they were like huge. Like the lollipops that I put on the Christmas tree were bigger than my head. So, like they were big. So it was like the first time that I did like anything oversized because I wanted it to be grand for her, like she was learning to walk and learning to move around. And I remember she would sit in front of the tree just to look at it, she was like, oh my God, like probably I would give anything to hear what she was thinking, but I mean, like I know she enjoyed it because she would look at it and she wanted to touch it and she wanted to be around it. So that was always fun. So I think, for me, that's kind of it. Like I'm trying to see how I can make the tree more amusing for her, for her to kind of look at it and kind of remember. So I mean, at least I hope that she remembers. I know we did a whole photo session in front of the tree for her, for Christmas, around Christmas. So that was exciting. So we'll see what we'll do this year. But yeah, I think for me is that, and then of course for her to always remember, that her family, like the 24th, like she is mixed. So on her dad's side, they celebrate, on the 25th, they do, Christmas Day, and we celebrate, Nochebuena. So that's a good thing that we don't have to kind of fight for the 25th. So she can spend the 25th with them and she spends the 24th with us. So I think, like that's a beautiful tradition that, that even though she has an American last name, she can bring up with her from her Hispanic upbringing. So, that's always going to be important. So,
yeah, that brings up a good point because my children are mixed as well. And so we would do the same thing, right? Because we've always done Nochebuena, which is Christmas Eve.
Mhm.
And so Christmas Eve is when we have dinner, is when, people come over, when you dress up and you wait till
Yes.
midnight, and that's when you open the gifts. Where when we came here is like, and then the 25th is kind of like chill day and play with the toys that you got,
Correct.
and eat leftovers. Where Americans eat on the 25th, and I'm like, again, is the culture. Back then I was like, oh, that's weird, but now I just accept it, and I don't mind going to somebody's celebration of the 25th at their house. But it's one of those things. The other day I went to a class, and the facilitator put like 3 prompts in front of the table, and it was one was about Donald Trump, the other prompt was about LGBTQ, and the other one was about Black Lives Matter, right? So they were trying to get our input as to how we felt when we saw these things in the middle of the room, right? And so majority of the people that were there were either Caucasian or African American, myself, and another lady that is from Egypt. So she spoke first, but her and I pretty much had the same sentiment, right? Like, because I don't fall into any of those hats that are in front of us, but at the same time that we had that sentiment about it, we were able to describe that this is who United States is, right? We're a blend of different cultures, different traditions, different skin tones, different experiences. And as much as we may or may not like certain things that people do or certain traditions, they're there. And why not respect people's thoughts, people's ambitions, people's, because this is why they do things.
Mhm.
But I think sometimes what I do like about young people or people that think outside of the box is we question why certain things are done. I remember a couple of years, I think I read a book and it was given the example of this girl that was making meatloaf and she would always cut out the two ends, right? And so the mom or the sister, the daughter was asking her like, "Mom, why do you always cut out the corn, the ends?" Right? She was like, "Because that's what grandma used to do, you know?" So she didn't even realize the reason why she was doing it. Come to find out, it was because the pot was not big enough for the meatloaf to fit in there. But here, the grandmother had the granddaughter had a big enough pot, right? But she just cut the ends. And I just think that my message when I say all of this is that we need to learn, especially people that live here, right? Latinos that live here, or just anybody that is an immigrant that's not from here. I think that it's a good idea to embrace the differences that we live
Mhm.
around and to just observe and watch, because a lot of the times we tend to judge it because that's not what we do. But I think
Mhm.
they have the ability to judge us back as to why we
Mhm.
do things the way that we do them. And so I think
Mhm.
that that's the beauty of where we live here. And even if you are in Colombia or the Dominican Republic, there's even things that are, majority of the traditions are the same, but sometimes people may do something a little bit different. And I
Mhm.
just I encourage people to just accept, like, do you, right? But then do acknowledge that other things are done differently, and it's okay.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and and it's like the little things, like for example, I think we talked about this before. Besar la mano, besar la mano, it's like, but you will say bendición, but throughout the years you have cut it, and now it's like sion, it's like sion mami, sion papi, sion abuela, and it's like, I know my kids, I had to like sit them down one time and explain, like, what you're saying, and explain to them what it meant, because I know they do it because we do it, and it's like, besa la mano, and they say "sio mami," but you know that's not a word, but it does mean
Right.
something, so just explaining, the word and the content of it, and then for them to do it. And and most of the time, 95% of the time, I don't have to tell them. They see me and they'll say "sio mami." My son calls me from school, and that's the first thing, "sio mami." It's like, it's a thing. And I grew up like that, and it's like, it's a privilege to have your elders give you their blessing. So I hope that it doesn't die with me, because sometimes, you think, what are, your children going to remember, like you were saying. You have fun memories of your grandmother, and you got to meet your grandmother. I told you, my mom's side of the family, it's big. There was 12 kids, and out of the 12 kids, everybody has children, and now the children have children, and there's children with children. So, like, there's a lot of us, but not everybody had the privilege of meeting my grandparents, of spending time with my grandparents, of meeting the 12 children that they had and that they raised together. And I had the privilege of doing all of that, of getting to know all of them. And when we get together, we always make it a point to try to mention everybody and talk about everybody and share memories that we have with those people, because, there's others that may not remember or may not have been there. So that those things are important as well. So.
Hmm. Yeah, because I know a couple of people, they have grandparents, but they don't have a relationship with them. So that's also a thing. And I think too, our extended family, like all those people that came to my grandmother's birthday party, they really have become extended family because we don't have a lot of family. I'm an only child. My grandmother only had three children, and at the party it was just my mom. Her other kids didn't come, and so she had, I think, six siblings, but only two of them were here because they're the ones, the three sisters that you met, Maddie, are the ones that are left. Everybody else has passed away. So our family is really small. So the people that you saw at the party really is our extended family that we have met here in Virginia. So a lot of the times, it just happens that way, and we're able to they're able to add to us and we add to them in some capacity. So I just love that. I love that we can do that. We do I do like the empanadas. Definitely, the coquito, Colombians, we don't do coquito, but I always have a Puerto Rican friend that can make coquito because I love drinking it.
Yeah.
um
Pasteles too.
Yes, pasteles. Colombians, we make the tamales. And I know that there's different versions of tamales and pasteles for like different country, means different to different people. I love all of them. They're all amazing. Like there's a
So
lady that,
do you make
yeah,
them for I mean, do you buy them for the holidays, like the tamales and pasteles, or do you one or the other, or
my
you get them
grandmother
both?
tries to make them, but it's too much work. Like, don't ask me how to make it because I don't know. I can make the empanadas, but nothing else. Uh, I think it's so much easier to buy it from somebody else that has made them like homemade. Yes. Frozen stuff, no. But if it was made in somebody's house, yes. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's just because I'm spoiled. I'm an only child. That's what happens. So like even the day that I went to your house, like, like I just think that when somebody else cooks, like the food tastes so much better. You know, I really have to be in the mood. I know last year I cooked, and when I cook, I like to make a little bit of different things. Like if I make, for example, chicken wings, I'm gonna make like 3 or 4 different flavors. That's how I like to cook. I don't like to cook one thing, and I don't like that. I like to and then I just kind of eat throughout the day. And I like I guess maybe I like appetizers, is what I would say,
Mhm.
right? So I just get like little plates, and everybody gets to taste a little bit of everything. So that's my favorite type of party, with
Yeah.
rice, of course, always. You
Yeah, we
cannot
just
miss the rice.
we have so much food all the time. It's like, yeah, like it's like we eat and people leave the house with like a big container of food, and there's still food left over, for whatever. So yeah, it's always, we always do the same thing. And I tell myself every time, I'm gonna do a side dish, I'm just gonna do a small portion. Yeah, and it never works.
Mm, yeah. My grandmother, because she's gotten older, so sometimes she tries to make little things here and there, but then she's exhausted at the end. And my mom doesn't like to, she doesn't know how to cook as well as other women in my family. But when the three sisters were here, oh my God, that was like the best because they all have a specialty. So all their food tastes amazing. Like my
Listen,
grandmother, ella no ha perdido su sabor. Like she still can cook.
I was looking at the table and like looking around and like looking at all the desserts. I was like, I want to taste that one and that one and that one. And then we were cutting and we're like, it has to be a thin slice because I want to taste that one and that one too. It was so funny.
Yeah,
But
somebody
it was,
brought a tres leches. Oh my God,
I
it
didn't
was like to perfection.
I missed that tres leches, but I did eat the choco flan and it was amazing. Like I've only had that maybe 3 times in my lifetime. So I discovered choco flan not too long ago. Maybe I don't know, maybe like
Mm.
6, 7 years ago. So this one was amazing. That one was pretty good. Like the
Yeah, so
other
I
one that
think
I have.
the lady that made the choco flan, she also makes tamales, and they're like super to perfection. She's Mexican. Yes.
Wow. And then there was a jello that was like white and red.
Yeah, I don't
That
know
was
who made that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
delicious. And then they had like the fruit with a condensed milk. I think that's like a twist on a Filipino dessert.
Yeah,
That
and it
was
had pineapples. My mom makes that one. It's
yeah,
delicious.
yes, it was really good. So yes, I was so excited for like the dessert. I ate food but the dessert, oh my God.
Yeah, like anything with condensed milk, anything with caramel. I'm down. Like, I don't like dark chocolate, right? But if it has caramel in it, oh my God, I'll eat it. Like without a doubt at all. I love it. Um, yeah, so we just
The
want to make sure that I think it's always good because of my personality, that we should always kind of like explore something a little bit different every year, you know, whether it's a new meal or a new tradition, or listen to different type of music. I know a lot of people are preparing themselves for Super Bowl because they want to learn the lingo of Bad Bunny.
good
So
luck.
hey, yes. So Lily just made a comment. She said, "Cocino bien el postre." Yes, you do. Super delicioso. Yes. Um, but yeah, we I encourage everyone to kind of do something different.
You know what's new that we've been doing too? It's the not dressing up on the 24th, but doing pajamas. Like we've
Mm,
been, since we stay up till late, because of course, we open presents, and then after you open the presents, you still hang out, and it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we at each other's house, and then you have to go home and stuff. So I have to say, like, the past probably 2 years, 2 3 years, we haven't been dressing up, we've been doing pajamas. So
mm.
that has been cute. Everybody, like, you could tell who's in each family, because everybody that has these pajamas are in that family, everybody with these pajamas are in this family, so that has been cute, and we've been doing that, I want to say, the last 2 years, 2 3 years.
That's fun. I know a couple of Thanksgivings away, my cousin William came from New Jersey, and it was Thanksgiving time, and we stayed in our pajamas all day because it was just his immediate family and my immediate family. That's also, we were in our pajamas all day. So when he came to my grandmother's birthday party, he said, "Is this a pajama party like that Thanksgiving, or I have to dress up?" I'm like, "You have to dress up a little bit, but then you can get into your pajamas later." But I think pajama parties are fabulous because it just makes you feel even more comfortable. Like you could even eat extra more because your pants ain't gonna be tight.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can eat whatever you want. But lately I've been going through menopause, so I don't think I could wear like a really like a comfortable, comfortable one because I'm gonna be hot.
Girl,
So
you're too
yeah.
young, you still
No,
gotta come
oh
over
my
years to
God.
go.
Siempre tengo calor. Like I'm like, what's going on? Maddie, can you tell our audience what is our economic contribution? How much do Latinos contribute to the U.S. economy?
Oh my God, I think we're like up to 4.3 or 2. What is it? It's like, I know we broke 4, because I know we've been saying 3 point. I think we broke 4 the last time I double checked. So, it's over 4 trillion.
Trillion with a T, not a
Yes.
billion, a trillion. Mucho dinero.
Like this.
Yeah, that's what we do. Cuatro. So yeah. So next time we'll have an accurate number for you guys, but it continues to go up. Like we're not missing a beat.
Yeah, it's great to see, great to celebrate. Is another point for us to be proud of who we are and what we bring to this country, aside from bringing diversity and culture and sazon, we also bring dough. So yes.
Yeah. Yes. So before we get started with your poem, I just want to say thank you to our audience, whoever is watching us on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or Pot TV. We appreciate you guys. And we're really looking forward to ending 2025 with you all. And we're looking forward to 2026 because there's lots of new things coming up in the next year that's coming up. So Maddie is gonna give us a poem today that she's probably hasn't prepared for.
At all. But before we go into a poem, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is one thing that you want your kids to remember? Like we were talking about, wondering what the next generation is going to carry with them and remember, or what is one thing that you hope they don't forget and that they keep repeating with their own families?
I hope that they remember their family, even the family that's not here,
Mm.
to still be in tune with our family that are in other countries. Because I am Colombian, but I do have family in Colombia, but I also do have family in other countries, in Spain, Ecuador, Peru. So I still want them to. It doesn't have to be all the time, but just 2, 3 times a year, still stay connected to them. That's my hope, that they don't, because I do worry about that sometimes because I'm an only child, and I have to show them how to do it, because I do it with my extended cousins, or my extended
Mhm.
family, and I could definitely do a better job, but my kids today know, if I mention a name, they know exactly who it
Mhm.
is, right? So even if you do it every 2, 3 years, somehow come together in some capacity, because we've even had parties where people couldn't join, but they joined via Zoom just
Mm.
for a moment. So just the family piece, like don't lose sight of the family, even after my grandmother is gone. Like still remember the moments, even if it's small moments. Like still enjoy them. Always incorporate family in whatever we do. What about you?
That's awesome. For me, I think it's the I think the one thing that we always try to make it a point is eating together. Like having our meals together as a family. I think it's so easy to kind of get lost in your phone and be looking at the phone or be doing this, or you have 10 people eating and you have two in the living room, one in the dining room, and we're eating but we're not eating together. So just that together part, I hope they never lose that, and that at least on those important days, or that they carve time out of every week, especially on the holidays, to kind of have a meal together and enjoy that family time. And like you said, remember the family. I make it a point to always take pictures out and ask the kids, who's that, and see out of the picture who they recognize and who they can remember. So I hope, like you said, that they remember family, but that they can also remember to spend that time with their immediate family that they have in front of them, because every moment is precious.
Yes, that's facts. Yep. So we're ready
Yeah.
for the
So
phone.
our producer did say that we hit 4 trillion earlier this year. So I knew
Mhm.
we had like broken, because we keep saying
Yeah,
3.7, three
but
point
it's
four.
four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more. So,
Mhm.
um,
Thank you, Mark.
yes. Thank you, Mark. Yes. Um, since we're talking about tradition and our children, I guess I'm gonna read a poem from my book. I haven't read this poem in a long time, so kind of bear
What's
with
the
me.
name of your book?
It's not too long. Oh, my poem is called A Vision of She.
Your book is called A Vision of She, and
A
you can buy
Vision
it
of
on Amazon.
Yes, you can find it on Amazon, or you can find me on social media, Madeline Garcia, or Maddie G98 on Instagram. So hit me up and I'll send you a copy of my book. So thank you. So this is called Love at First Sight, and it's a poem dedicated to my children and falling in love with my children. And again, I hope they remember family, but I also remember how much. I also hope they remember how much they are loved. So love at first sight. I never believe in love at first sight. It is one of those myths that people over recite. Like, I can remember my life before you. You take my breath away with every look. Like, I want to be better because of you. I once thought that I could spot a fake and that all explanations were plastic behind that phrase until I encountered your face. My entire life flashed before my eyes, analyzing how I would explain all the bad so that you could be proud of who I am. There are no combinations of the alphabet that can describe the feeling I carry inside, the fears I constantly wish I could subside, the evil I am willing to fight so that it never finds its way into your life. My life isn't any longer about me, guarding the doors of your world, my job to watch you become the best that you can be. It is as if this shield that I've spent my existence covering in is crumbling. My weakest point fully exposed, becoming visible to the world. Now everyone knows where I hurt. You, my kryptonite, the quickest way to get me to die, obvious, the day you found your way into my arms. You wrapped your fingers around my heart to claim me. I am forever yours and you are mine. Love at first sight, you give meaning to who I am. All overrated love phrases are not eloquent enough to paint a portrait of this love that defines me. You just remind me every time you call me mom.
That's awesome. Thank you, Maddie. As always, you come up with the best ones for the moment. And I don't know if I told you guys, but Maddie did a poem at my grandmother's birthday party. Like, I was like, as soon as she walked in, I was like, Maddie, can you do a poem for my grandmother?
That was the hello. Literally, that was the hello.
Hey, can you do the poem? And she said yes. So I love you to death for doing that. And everybody loved it. It was amazing. Like, you could drop a pin and nobody could hear it. So it was amazing. You're awesome. I love your talent. But I hope we have an amazing week, as always. On purpose, as Tangi would say. And we will see you all on next Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mark.
Are just so impressed with them. Like I said, we've been with them for years. I will recommend and refer anyone to them. We stand by A+ academics. They're the best.
A+ tutorial really did help me with all my grades. They all went up when I came to this place. And I would say I recommend this school to everyone.
So it's a really good environment to be in, especially for me because it makes me look up to my parents.
If you have students that need academic help, A+ Academics is the place to be.
A+ Academics, what a great place to go for academics.
It's just a really great place to learn.